Thank you, Madam President. I stand with grave concerns about the proposal, though I understand the impetus behind it and am sensitive to the experience of some people that are working a part-time job. But as I read the language in the bill, I see that it does seem to target the retail industry. And I just, in the last 10 minutes, looked up the closings and projected closings of retail stores on the East Coast, and just want to read a few names that you may or may not be aware of. Ann Taylor, 117 stores. Eddie Bauer, 27. Cash, Lane Bryant, Fashion Bug, Catherine's, 150 stores. Talbot's, 78. The Gap, 85. Foot Locker, 140. Levitt's Furniture, Zales, Disney, Home Depot, Macy's, JCPenney, Sears. Those two companies are teetering on bankruptcy. Ethan Allen, a Connecticut company, 12 stores. Toys R Us, bankrupt. Payless Shoes, Gymboree, Rue 21, The Limited, Radio Shack. What's that tell you? We're out of the recession, we're told, though not quite a year. We haven't recovered all the jobs in Connecticut, though I'm happy to say in Danbury we're at 104% of the jobs prior to the Great Recession, but the statewide job count is still below. So the retail business, let's talk about that just for a minute, because I spent some time in retail as a younger person. And when I worked in college days, actually, in the jewelry business, it was an old family-owned jewelry operation on Main Street in Danbury. That was a part-time job. And there were only three full-timers in the store, the owner, his nephew, and the cashier. And the rest of us were younger people that worked part-time. And that was pretty common and is common once again today. A lot of my friends have children who, and now some grandchildren, frankly, who are working in retail and work well under 20 hours a week, and they're grateful to have that time. But my point about giving you the list of all these closures is they're under terrific pressure in the retail industry across America, and certainly in the northeastern United States. Why? Well, look at your cell phone. Have you ever ordered from Amazon in the last year or two? You know, Amazon's present in Connecticut, no question about it. But all of those Amazon sales are dramatically impacting the big box stores across the country. Those are all primarily part-time jobs that help supplement income. And this bill is going right at all of those retailers. Now, should those retailers provide full-time employment? Should they do a better job of scheduling? Well, yeah, I've heard some stories where they weren't given due notice for improper scheduling. But when we get a snowstorm, actually, when we get a threat of a snowstorm at the state capitol, and there are flurries in Danbury, this building shuts down. But most of the people that work in this building are getting paid whether we come here or not. But that's not the way it is in the retail business. If we get a snowstorm in Connecticut, the store doesn't open, you don't go to work. If you're in the building trades and it's nasty weather and you're a roofer, you're not climbing on a roof that day. You don't get paid. Now, I understand this bill doesn't cover that particular industry, but I'm using that as an example. There are too many ways that we're going at small businesses and large, many of which I just mentioned to you in the retail industry, that makes this unworkable. Is this something that we should talk about? Okay, I'll buy that. I could see where there are occasions and maybe a way to work things out. But the bill as it's written today is so broad, even though Senator Moore has done a job trying to narrowly tailor it, you're still talking about thousands and thousands of jobs in the state of Connecticut, and probably hundreds, if not thousands, of small businesses across the state of Connecticut that are being impacted by this. So I grant you that this is a topic for future discussion, but it is not, as written today, a responsible move by this legislature, and I urge rejection. Thank you.
Thank you. Senator Minor.